What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. iOS 27 Beta 3 has now been out for a couple of days, and I want to go over some of the features we did not talk about that were changed since this dropped and our introductory video went out. So first things first, I'm going to try to make this video as short and sweet as possible. There are quite a few little small changes, so let's jump into it. First things first, in settings, under Siri now, we finally have the responses updated that I did not have under voice for pace and expressivity. So what this does is speeds up how quick Siri's voice talks. So if we go all the way to max.
Find the right voice for you. I'll practice some things I like to say while you listen. Let me try this one out. You have one new message.
You can hear just how crazy it is, or you can turn it all the way down if you like to hear it a little differently and slowly. I have it turned up pretty significantly. I like this. And then you can change the expressivity, like I said, and if we turn that all the way up.
How about some facts? Otters have been known to hold hands while sleeping so they don't drift apart. I'll give a recipe a go.
Or you can turn that all the way down again also.
Otters have been known to hold hands while sleeping so they don't.
And you can hear the difference in the tone.
Add one tablespoon of something.
I'll go ahead and turn that back up. I like it being a little more vibrant and has a little punch to it. That is one of the first changes now in the Siri app for iOS 27 Beta 3. The next is going to be live recognition. This is going to use on-device intelligence to detect and describe things around you with the camera app. The feature is able to answer questions about what it sees with an option to set default questions as well. You're going to be able to find this in the accessibility section under this new tab right here called live recognition. And when you go into it, you can see exactly what you have. You can have a default question and trigger whatever you want. It says you can set a default question that will be asked automatically when you start to ask an ask session in live recognition. And you can pick between speaking input or typing it. You can use volume buttons to recapture. You have activities as well that are blank right now. You have automatic flashlight, scenes, people, doors, furniture, text, and point and speak. Quite a few options here that they added. Pretty nice to see. We'll have to see how that evolves over time. And then in a less significant update here, if we look at the Reminders app, you can see we have a new image with more liquid glass bullet points on the left side. Nothing crazy, but it is a slight tweak nonetheless. In Photos, in the section of the app settings, there's a new Show Ratings control toggle that displays star ratings of photos and videos and shows a rating badge on thumbnails. So if we go back into settings and go to photos, it is going to be right in here as well, where you'll be able to do that if you so choose. You can go into your view options for that, where you will see it right here, show rating controls. That is just one of the other little small tweaks you might find beneficial. I don't use it at all. However, it could be useful for a lot of people. One thing I do like is under Control Center now, when you pull down, you can actually see your cellular details, even if you're connected to Wi-Fi. Prior, you were not able to see this. You would simply just see the Wi-Fi logo, but now you can see when you're connected to Wi-Fi, signal strength, and whether you're on LTE or 5G. So again, another useful addition here. In shortcuts, you can now choose whether to open to the describe a shortcut interface or the manual shortcut interface when creating a new shortcut. That is actually obviously going to be pretty helpful at all. So if you go into shortcuts, there is an option in here to edit them as you would like. Just going to depend on your preference when you want to add a new one. So when you go to add a new one, you can either select from new shortcut or however you want to do that as well. That is a new addition. And then also in wallpapers, when you swipe down on the notification center, a cutout of the subject of your wallpaper now appears first. Then hopefully they'll fix that from a bug, but you can see exactly what that looks like right there. The next one are going to be for AirPods. So when you go ahead and put your AirPods in and you get that new settings menu for that, under adaptive, you are going to have a new slider option right there that lets you select more transparency or more noise cancellation. So if we select adaptive, you can see that slider right here that you can move back and forth as you so choose. You can swipe it, go back a little bit. It's up to you how you want that to be. Again, more features are always good. In the Home app now, one of the more disappointing things are going to be that now Apple has clarified that the Apple Intelligence features that will be used in the Home app do require an iCloud Plus plan subscription of at least 2 terabytes. So I know that's going to make a lot of people unhappy, unfortunately, but at least they clarified and let us know that. The next change is going to be under the Maps interface when you are actually navigating to a destination. So if you go into it, they are now having a new tooltip message that will pop up. It's obviously not here just yet because I've already passed on it. It's letting you know they haven't been eliminated and can be accessed by tapping under the options interface while getting directions. So I have this map to Orlando. If we click options, you can see now all of those changes right here, where it says leave now, leave at, arrive by, avoid tolls, and highway. It is all right here now instead of in its older location. You do have a new lock screen change, have a little bit of a different design here. They are no longer completely transparent. They kind of have a black icon instead of the white ones on certain wallpapers. Most of the ones I've used, it has all been black. You do also lastly get 5G in India support, but nothing here for the US, any changes in regards to that. So those are going to be the majority of all of the new changes for iOS 27 Beta 3. And we are expecting now iOS 27 Beta 4 to drop in 1 week's time back on July 13th. And that could be the first beta we get with public beta access. We'll have to see. We could also get it as soon as tomorrow, but I have a feeling they will wait till the fourth beta to send this out mid-July. That's it for this one, guys. Let me know how iOS 27 Beta 3 is treating you guys, if you found anything else we didn't cover, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.